Anthony Hartwig here. We're back inside Crestview Volleyball. Jaden Scheller joining us today. Jaden, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You got it. Now, being part of this Crestview team has got to be like being a part of like a rock star band because you're going out every night, you're putting on a show, and you're really making everyone have to look at you guys because everyone wants to know what this Crestview team's all about. From your perspective, what's it like being a part of a team that is not just successful this season, but has been successful for your whole high school career now as a senior?
Yeah, well, it's just really cool to be a part of something that's bigger than myself. And that's definitely what Crestview Volleyball is. You know, it's not just a game, it's also we're playing for our community and our coaches and our parents and just all our supporters who are so awesome and show up and have been with us for years and years. And playing for them is really special. And I don't think all teams get to say that.
You know, you're one of the players this year that gets a bigger opportunity to have bigger impact on the floor this year. You have more playing time on the floor. You get a chance to just be out there more with the team. What was that like this year when you knew that was coming and you knew that you were going to be, someone that can make an impact on games?
Yeah, it was honestly at first it was intimidating just because the team is so awesome. You don't want to let them down. You don't want to disappoint. But just the girls on the team are so supportive and encouraging, and they make it easy to go out there and do your job, and because you want to do it for them.
I imagine with the personality of this team that intimidation went away pretty quick.
Yes,
Pretty
definitely.
quick. What was it like to kind of, you feel that, but then immediately you're like, well, I don't have to feel that way. I don't have to feel any pressure about being out there.
Yeah, it's awesome. It really is. It's freeing. You just go out there and have fun, work hard, bring competition to, a competitive spirit to every game we come to.
Now let's rewind back a couple of years. Freshman year, you're coming into this program that even before you got into high school was very, very dominant and successful. You look at the banners in the gym, volleyball is running out of room, right?
Mhm.
In that and on that wall. What was it like for you then to be like, hey, I'm gonna be a part of this program now, and like you said, I don't want to be that one class that hurts the program.
Yeah. So actually, I transferred to Crestview my sophomore year. So I started playing Crestview volleyball. My first year was sophomore year. So uh, it was definitely like nothing I've seen before. They took it to a whole nother level. And again, it was intimidating, but immediately everybody was so welcoming. And there's just a spirit during practice and during games that it's contagious, and you want to be there. You want to play for your people.
We can put freshman in air quotes because your
Yeah.
sophomore year was pretty much your freshman year with this program.
Yes.
Um, what's it like practices? You brought up practices, and I don't think anyone kind of understands the work that goes into this Crestview team before games because you guys go out on the floor, and most nights you're making it look pretty easy. Just get in, get out, let's sweep the team, not even let them get the 20. But you guys work so hard in practice. Take us through like a typical Crestview practice and how hard you guys work.
Yeah. Okay. So we start and we have a warm up routine that lasts probably 30 minutes. So we'll run, we'll stretch, we'll do some like abs and conditioning, like leg work. We do lunges, planks, wall sits, things like that. So that takes about 30 minutes. Then we'll start warming up our arms, hitting, passing, setting with like a partner. And then you'll move into drills. And then at the end of the practice, you'll move into 6-on-6. And it's hard, but it's fun, and we're in it together. So that helps.
Conditioning, and as soon as I hear conditioning, I think about that gym that you guys are in,
Oh,
especially in
the
the
heat.
summer months, and how hot that gym can get.
Mhm.
What does that do for you guys? I mean, what kind of advantage does that do for teams that come into that gym and maybe they're used to the nice little air condition, and they come in, they're like, oh boy, oh
Yeah.
boy, and you guys
Not
have been conditioning in it.
Yeah. Definitely gives us a heads up, I think, on other gyms and just our being physically prepared and ready for whatever the climate's going to be that day.
how good does it feel to go into away gyms and you're like, oh, it's so cool in here. Let's go.
It's really nice. We honestly get a little bit jealous sometimes because we're like, man, an AC would be really nice in
You know,
August.
you guys trade AC for Mr. B because no one does it like Mr. B. So,
Right.
you get that trade off there. I want to ask also just about what your favorite thing about being a volleyball player is, not just at Crestview, but what's your favorite thing about the sport? What made you fall in love with it?
Mm. It's just the team aspect, which I know that sounds cheesy, but truly is just so awesome. Like you don't win a game by one person, you don't lose a game by one person. Everyone's out there, whether you're on the bench cheering, whether you're on the court getting the kills or setting, passing, whatever. It's we're all in it together. And the bond you create from that is one of a kind.
One of the things that I love about volleyball, and you just said it, like you can't have the one player go off, no matter how good that player is. If you don't pass or set, you're not going to be able to hit, and vice versa for all the other things. What's it like to kind of be a part of a team this year that does everything well, and you can trust everyone to do their job, and then you can just go out there and focus on doing your job?
It's crazy, honestly. Sometimes I look at our team and I think, wow, that's pretty awesome what we just did. But it's also it's like you never want to get cocky and like stop working hard and stop showing up for your team. So there's little bit of like give and take there. Like it's really awesome, but you still really got to work hard.
Every time someone asks me about Crestview volleyball, what makes them unique, I just talk about the championship mindset that you bring into every game, and I want you to talk about that a little bit because there are teams on your schedule that you guys are beating up pretty bad, and a lot of teams will go into those games after 3 years of doing that with a little bit of lackadaisicalness, like okay, it's this game again. But I never see this team do that. What keeps you guys locked in every single night, no matter who's on the other side of the net?
Mm-hmm. We stay super proactive about keeping our competition up, and that happens in practices. So being physically ready, we'll do drills that work through maybe a skill that we were struggling with in the past game, or we'll work on drills that we know the next team is really good at. So we want to be ready for that. But also mentally, our coaches prepare us and just get us each in our mindset of our own position, but also as teammates and being supportive of each other and just the work ethic that we're going to put in.
You brought up your coaches, and in my opinion, the best coaching staff in the area, hands down, is Coach Hauer and her staff. What's it like to be a part of that and to be coached by her and her staff?
They're so great, and they balance each other out so well. They both, like Coach Cross, Coach Casey, Coach Finch, and Coach Hauer, they both bring something different to the table for every player, and that's really awesome. It's hard for one coach to coach 30 girls, so they're so supportive, but they're also firm, which is good. You need that, and they want to push us because they know. I think they see more in us than we can sometimes.
What I like is you said it too. Everyone's coached a little bit differently. Everyone gets a little bit. It needs to be coached a little bit differently, and I think each of them bring at least one thing to the table that someone can respond to. In your experience with them in 3 years, which one do you think brings like the most out of you in their style?
They're all. I don't know if I can answer that. I think
not putting you on the spot, not trying to get you in trouble. But you know what I'm saying. Like they're all great, obviously, but one is always going to be a little bit more tuned to a specific athlete. So, is there one that you think stood out? Like this one probably gets the most out of me when I'm in practices or during games.
I would. I'll say Coach. I'll say Coach Hauer just because she's obviously very, very smart and her volleyball IQ is incredible. So just learning about that and making smart shots rather than just super powerful shots all the time is something I've been working on this year. And she's the one who's put me on that track.
See, you're not going to get in trouble. Perfect.
They're all great.
Perfect answer. Perfect answer. No one's going to rag on you for that answer. Okay. Good job. Way to go. Let's talk about you off the floor a little bit. Let's talk about your grades and your schoolwork. What are some things that you like studying and that you liked being a part of in class?
Yeah, well, I uh, really like school, actually. I love history. Um, yeah, there's not one class that I would say I like despise. So, mhm.
Yeah, I don't want to. I never like to word this question like least favorite because I feel like that digs the teachers out there. But what is the class that kind of pushed you the hardest? The one that you really think you had to work the hardest to get a good grade in?
Definitely AP World last year. That was my first AP class, and that was hard, but it was awesome. And I can this year, after going through that course, I can definitely see the effects of it and just thinking more critically and being able to be independent in my thought process has been super helpful.
Now, we've talked to a lot of seniors this year throughout a lot of schools, and a lot of them have
Mhm.
said that they've done a lot of work freshman, sophomore, junior year to kind of get their credits in line. They can, coast a little bit during their senior year. What kind of classes are you taking? Are you in that boat too, where you've done a lot of work your first three, so you can kind of have all the credits ready, or do you still have a lot of hard classes this year as a senior?
Yeah, so a little bit of both. I'm in a calculus class and AP literature, so those are a little bit trickier. But then my other classes are what do you call them? Selectives? Why am
Yeah,
I
electives. You're
elective?
good.
Yeah, I'm blanking on that word. Yeah, they're electives, so those are pretty easy and stuff that I'm interested in. But also, I like being challenged, and I like having my brain be worked. So it's kind of nice.
What electives are you in?
I'm in economics and psychology, and then the next semester I'll be in a film studies class and an art class.
Awesome. I mean, psychology as an elective, like that's a class that most people are like, you know what? In college, I'll save that off until my last semester when I absolutely have to take it. But you said it. You like your brain being challenged. What are some other things off the court that you like to fill your time with? Some hobbies you have, or some things you do in your downtime?
This is obviously a cliche answer, but I love hanging out with my friends and family, especially my family. I'm really close with them, and whenever I can, I'm over at one of their houses. So that's really important to me. And also, I just love being active. So whatever that looks like with my friends, we go play pickleball or just hang out or explore something new.
Yeah, it's a cliche answer, which means we have to dive deeper in it. So when you say hanging out with your friends, like what's the hangout spot? What's the favorite thing to do with your friends?
So it usually ends up, we're just at someone's house and we it usually ends up into a game night, which I love because I love board games, card games, all that stuff.
What's the board game that you're like the best at? If we break this out, you know you're gonna win.
Ooh, can it be a card game?
Card game, board game. Yep.
Okay, Dutch Blitz, if you've ever heard of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the one. Like, don't play Jaden in because she'll beat you.
Yeah.
Is that also the one that you think brings out your competitive spirit the most? Like, you would get so fired up for that game.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
What about family game nights? When you have family game nights, what are some of the games you guys like to play?
Well, sometimes we have to ban some games because my family is super competitive and it often turns into not friendly competitiveness at a point. So some games are banned, but safe ones are like spoons if you've played spoons.
Spoons is banned.
No, spoons is
Oh,
the
okay.
best.
Spoons is good.
That is good.
I kind of know what games have been banned.
Monopoly.
Hmm,
Sorry.
sorry,
Yeah.
love it.
Good. Yeah.
Monopoly, that takes. I'm okay with that. That takes like 3 hours to play anyway. High school students don't have that kind of time on their
That's right.
hands. Let's talk about less media, like books or movies. Which one are you more? Do you want to read a book or do you want to watch a movie?
I wish I could say books, but probably movies.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
Movies are
I
cool.
like reading. It's just, I often end up picking a
Do,
movie.
do you have like a I don't want to say favorite movie because that would take too long because a lot of
No,
people
I
have
got
like 10. You have one?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
Mamma Mia.
good.
Mamma Mia. 100%.
100%. Like let's the final answer, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What's the last good movie that you think you saw?
Inside Out 2?
Okay,
Yeah,
that's awesome. That was a good one.
it was a good one.
You probably related a lot to anxiety, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Very
going through, high school, ugh, that
Mhm.
can be anxious, right? Let's talk about family life, right? What are some things about your family that you think is unique and special to you?
Like I said before, we're all super close, and that's more than just my parents, but also my grandparents and my aunt and uncle. We all live within 10 minutes of each other, so we see each other every week and sometimes like every day. We're always popping in, and I think not a lot of families can say that, and I'm really grateful that I can.
All right, Jaden, we end these player profiles the same way. Every time we want to give the player the chance to take the limelight off themselves a little bit and shine on the people in their life that have been so crucial to their success. So I want you to take your time to give your shout outs and your thank yous to the people that you think deserve it.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, my parents, they are just so awesome, so supportive, working me through breakdowns, working me through my fears, and just pushing me to be the best that I can be, but also being super supportive at the same time. So just really grateful for them. And my friends, especially my volleyball girls, they make it fun. They make it enjoyable. They make me want to show up to practice and want to show up to games and have fun doing that. So yeah.
All right, Jaden, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck the rest of your year, and we can't wait to talk to you real soon.
Thank you so much.